The following production is part of the Play Some Video Games podcast network.
The following is a paid advertisement. The opinions and views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the PSVG podcast network or its employees, except for maybe Coach Mo. Are you looking for an amazing RPG? What about expansive multiplayer? Perhaps a single-player campaign as well. But what if that single-player campaign could be played with friends and not be watered down? Do you think it sounds too good to be true? Well, it sounds like the game dreams are made of. But wait, dreams can come true. Just pick up a copy of Madden 19, available on Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Nintendo... Oh. Wait, no, never mind. Anyway, as I was saying, pick up a copy of Madden 19, one of the nominees for Game of the Year by PSVG. This message was brought to you by PSVG OT and Sports Gamers Unite.
With me. He's out there just salting the earth. Actually, this is the second show we've started mentioning this.
Yeah, you know that happens. Oh, we're live, by the way. So
all right. So time to.
All right.
Awkward intro.
We brought it back again. Okay. So I cough. That tells Kevin that we're starting, and then he does all the things that he does. You know, I need to send a gift to producer Kevin. PK, as he's called.
PK.
We need to come up with an idea for the PK gift. All right. Maybe like a Fortnite battle pass. That's something he'd use, right?
I like that. I think he still plays the Fortnite.
I think he does too. I'm not sure. I tried playing the other day. They had that 1v1 tournament, and I didn't realize you had to sign in every day for a week and play to make it into the next round. Wow. So I spent an entire day battling to get enough points for this token thing, not realizing I had to come back every day for a week. I was pissed. But moving on. Here we go.
Shut up and sit down.
Family, welcome back to PSVGOT number. Who cares? We're back 2 weeks in a row. Take that, Kevin. Daddy's home and he wants a big piece of chicken, sir. All right. So my co-hosts are none other than my dude, Dev. Dev, how you doing, bud?
I'm chilling like a villain trying to do no killing, you know what I'm saying? Give it a real look.
That's good. I had a great Wu-Tang quote today. It's the Dr. Doom line. We'll go into it later. All right. Also joining us from the Capitol, the one and only Loborrrrrican, the greatest first person killer and all of PSVG. Okay. I feel like I'm competent in the first person realm as his teammate. When we've squatted up, this dude's special. He's the best in the building. How are you doing, good sir?
And it is a great honor to make it back to the OT. I thought that I was out. You know, I felt that after the awful advice I gave about breaking up with people, I thought I was done for. But, you know, I was too harsh on myself. Doing great, man. Doing great. It's been a good. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, life is, you know, there's always challenges, but I think I'm doing all right. We're a good season. This is a good season.
Well, the OT
we couldn't let you just go out like that.
Yeah.
We had to bring you back.
Right. Exactly.
The OT model is down, but never out. We always find a way to get back up. All right. We could have smoldered and broken apart, but it's still here. The ship is still floating, sort of. Mm-hmm. But we're on 2 episodes in a row. 2 episodes, folks. God, we should just restart the number system and really mess with YouTube. If we did that, we would get kicked out faster than that other show did. I'm not going to talk about that. That's really awkward business. What? I'm not going to point any fingers, but another PSVG podcast may or may not have got us banned from YouTube. I'm not saying who, because if you point fingers, bad things happen. So I'm not going to point the fingers. Instead, the last time Lobo was here, we talked about the Salt of the Earth Kevin episode where he talks about his breakup stories. And Lobo, he mentioned he was talking about his breakup stories. So Lobo, just for some fun for me, what do you think our story for today is going to be? Like, where do you think, like right now, what is your gut saying that we're about to talk about?
Don't know. I just want to say maybe that first time that a kid who is underage asks you to buy them a drink.
Man, that would have been a fun story. However, it's not that. Our stories today are going to be about our very first day at college. Now, I was so jacked about this because my first day of college was one of the most awkward situations of my adult life. So I show up at Oregon State. I drive up in my Jeep. Now, I'm just telling you it's truth. I had the most beautiful 1976 CJ5 Jeep Wrangler. I mean, it was a sky blue paint job that was exquisite. However, it ran like hot trash. So it looked really good on the outside, but the inside was busted. Like, we're talking, it would pump fumes up into the cab when you were driving. Ooh. So that's why people are always like, oh, because it's a Jeep, you drive with the top off. No, I drive with the top off so I don't die.
That's awful. It's a death trap.
So I'm driving to school in this thing, and as I'm driving, the pin that allows your clutch to go up and down falls out somewhere. Like, I hit a bump, this thing pops out. And now in a 5-speed, if your clutch can't go down, you can't shift. So I like pull over to the side of the road. I am freaking out. So I call the one person that I trust the most on cars. Okay. It's my buddy Craig, really smart guy, really, really good with vehicles. And I'm like, Craig, what do I do? I'm like an hour from Corvallis. I don't know I'm scared. He's like, well, here's what you're going to do. He's like, big guy, you're going to dry shift this thing. I go, I'm going to what? He goes, dry shift. He goes, what you're going to do is you're going to turn the car off and put it in first gear. I go, you can do that? And he goes, yeah, when the car's off, you can put it right in first. You're fine. I said, okay, put it in first gear. He goes, now you are going to gun it hard. Like, you're going to get that thing redlining. And I go, okay. He goes, when it is at that peak red line, you're just going to shift down into second, baby. And I go, what? He goes, yeah, it's just going to drop right into second gear. It might have a little grind, but you're going to be just fine. He goes, and once you get up into fourth gear, you're just cruising. He goes, and when you have to go to a stop, just slow way down and let it choke itself out. I go, okay, all right. I can do this. Scariest drive of my adult life. Now, that has to do with I-5 a little bit, right? You have that by you?
I have the I-5. That's the worst freeway on the planet. But
okay.
Yes, I have plenty of it.
I literally just have to go like 10 miles on I-5 and then turn off to take one highway to get to Corvallis, right? That 10 miles on I-5, breeze, got right through it. It took me 3 hours to do the other 45 minutes of the trip.
Wow.
Oh.
Because literally the shifting was like, I would be grinding and then somebody would slow down. And if I let that gas off too much, stopped dead. And I had to pull over, put it into first, turn the car off, put it into first, gun it, get going up again. It was the scariest thing. So first off, I show up late. Now, as a football player, me showing up late, real frowned upon because I'm a freshman. So I was made fun of relentlessly. I was forced to carry people's like food. I had to carry other freshmen backpacks into the dorms because people were so mad I was late. It was awful, awful. I slept the worst I've ever slept in my life. Next morning, I remember taking my physical. I had to get up at 6 to do it. It was the worst. Just a really, really bad experience. So that was my first day of college. Lobo, tell us about yours.
Oh God, man. Well, my first day of college, I mean, so you drove across the country, right? Where was home for you?
Home for me was Chicago, but at that point in time, I was living in Portland with my older brother. So it was really only, it was like a 3-hour drive south.
Okay. My college was 30 minutes down the road from, I guess at the time, I'm still where my parents live. My parents live in Durham, North Carolina. And I went to undergrad at North Carolina State, which is in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is, on a good day is 20-minute drive. On a bad day is 45 minutes. So it wasn't too far away. It was a good balance between, convincing my mom that I wanted to live on campus but also like not moving too far away. So it was a good choice, for everybody all around. First day on campus, this is going to get me in trouble. so I went to orientation over the summer, and at orientation, I met somebody that I was really into. So if orientation was like June or July, basically in first day of class was like, last weekend of August, last week of August, I think that's when move-in happens. For like 2.5 months, all I did was prepare for that first day of school cause she did not live near me. She lived across the state, but we were going to the same school. And, anyway, I don't know the details of that first day of school. I just know that the entire day, my mom was there, my sister was there, my dad was there, everybody's moving in. My parents were so excited for me. It's like, the opportunity, college, whatever. All I could think about was that girl.
Right.
I was waiting for the perfect time to not awkwardly, but orchestrate it perfectly, but not make it seem too perfect. Just running into her and be like, "Hey, what's up? Remember orientation?" Man, I think that's all that was all that I remember from that day. I had a great roommate. We were from the same church back home. He was like a year ahead of me, but we were just clicked, We both woke up early because I was in ROTC. So we both woke up early and we went to bed at a pretty decent hour. We weren't late nighters. But no, man, it was good. I remember I got to school. This was like the very end of the Xbox, the original OG Xbox era. And you could basically the way the original Xbox worked, if you plug the Ethernet cord directly into the Xbox, you could end up playing in like a little local. Yeah, it basically worked like a local, like a LAN party. And I remember I'm like, well, I don't. Who else is going to be on? Who else is going to be like plugged into, the dorms, like local area network? There were like 10 people that night. My first day on campus playing Halo 2, plugged into the LAN, and it was awesome. I was like, sweet. So yeah, my first evening on campus, I was playing Halo with a bunch of strangers. I didn't know who they were. I never knew who they were. I never met them, but it was a really cool experience. And it was a blur because I was going after that girl that she already had a boyfriend, and I knew that. But you know how it is, man. I was
there's no ring, it doesn't mean a thing. Science.
And he was going to school in Chicago. He was going, I don't know where Chicago. He was going to school really far away. So I had this master plan, dude. I had a master plan to rule the day.
Respect.
Nice.
Well, none of that went as planned. So,
It never does.
All right, future story noted. Okay, Dev, first day of college, man. Tell us about it.
Oh man, that was like a million years ago. Jeez, that was making me feel real old because 99 was like my first day of college.
You're like
that was
30 seconds older than me. If I can remember, you can remember.
I'm 37. That was a long time.
Can I say, Dev, that you look nowhere near 37? Man,
he's a good looking Dev. As long as I say.
Absolutely.
So with my college, we actually started a week early. So they had this thing where you could actually go and move into the dorms like an entire week early. Me and my wife, we actually went to college together. So we've been together since the end of high school, since senior year. So we moved in, and like the dorms there, they are not the traditional dorms at all. They're like 2-bedroom style apartments. It was ridiculous. Which part of the reason why we chose to go to Northridge. It wasn't too far, but it was just far enough to where it was a different place. Sorry, bub. Yes, that's my daughter making an appearance. What do you need, bub? Okay, go for it. Oh, good job. Okay, good. Thank you,
You're the best.
bub. Sweet. Thank you, bub. You're the best.
Aww.
I just want to point out the stiff arm was legit. Not just
You're trying to keep her off camera. You know?
You're coming on the show.
She's got a mind of her own. She doesn't listen to me at all.
Oh no, we were having a face off earlier today. It was great.
Yeah. So there you go. My daughter has now made it on to the podcast.
Nice.
We got both.
Surprise guest star. There you go.
Right. So yeah, first day we were, like I said, it's 2-bedroom style apartments. We were there a week early just so we could get our bearings and be able to get around campus and know where like the food is and everything, because we have kitchens so we can actually cook. Like I said, it's like an apartment style. The first like official day of school, I don't remember at all. I just know I went to classes. I didn't have any books. I was getting syllabus. And I was trying to get back to my dorm so I could play PlayStation. I didn't really care. It was like, all right, well, this, it's more school. I know what this is going to entail. I know the one thing that I do remember is that all of my roommates, they all had like the 09 classes, like the math classes, because you didn't pass the math class. So there was a lot of talk about that and the frustration of that. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Because I was in calculus. So I was really confused by all of that, and I did not understand what the heck they were talking about. And then I got a whole lot of trash talk because I was a smart kid who didn't have to take the 09 classes. So that was a lot of fun. That was ridiculous because they did that. But other than that, like, it just felt like another day of school. Like, it was like wake up, go to class, do some stuff, come home. I think I had gotten a job already on campus too, so I think that there was already an event. I work for event staff on CSUN's campus, so I think I was actually going to work a sporting event. I can't remember if I think it was maybe like a soccer game or something like that. So that was cool. Got to see a lot of people come through and give out tickets and just kind of get to know a lot of people on campus or whatnot. So that was cool. But I mean, it just felt like a regular for me, a typical first day of school. There wasn't anything that was, super interesting or super different. It just felt like, okay, yeah, this is school. I'm used to this, except I don't have to go home and do homework. I can go do whatever I want, which is probably not a good thing. Time management was not my strongest skill. So there was definitely way too much PlayStation played, not enough homework. And we also had like T1 lines. This was when Napster first started. So lots of downloading of illegal things. It's great.
All right. Oh, now that's a great story. Like, I felt like it wasn't too crazy. I'm really happy about it. We didn't scare Lobo off again. We didn't have any, the last time Lobo was on you, I felt like he was like, yeah, I'm never coming back. This is the worst. So I'm happy with that. That's good sauce, man. I'm so proud of us. All right.
Yay!
We're getting our question section. I actually got to go handpick some because we're going to have Lobo on. And there's one on here I'm real jacked to ask him. So I'm actually going to jump down to that one. I'll come back to the other ones. So this one's from Marco. Marco wants to know, what do you think your biggest strength is in gaming, and where would you be able to make it a career if you were in the esports realm? So, Lobo.
Oh, man.
Biggest strength in the gaming. Is I'm a first-person shooter master, and I don't want to take that. I mean, you gave me credit at the beginning of the episode. I am pretty confident that I can take on anyone in the entire PSVG community and school them at any SPS. And I say that, not from arrogance, but just from like, I strive to be the best FPS player I can be. This is why I love the Elite controller. I think it's just, it's everything that an FPS player needs. It comes with it, Rainbow Six Siege is probably one of my best games. I mean, I love that tactical awareness, and I think, you don't need this experience to develop it. But I was an infantryman in the military. So for me, like, that infantry tactics approach to Siege is something that I love. I love looking at a map and being like, how do we exploit this map to the best of our ability, and how do we use everyone's strengths in our team? I would love to be I think I'm too old for esports. I don't have the reflexes that these kids have. It's ridiculous. But I think FPS, first person shooters, are definitely a place where I thrive. And, I'm also really critical of them. When I play an FPS that is just not good, that really holds me back, or I feel like it's just subpar, I kind of just stay away from it, because I'm like the developer didn't invest the time that I'm going to invest, into this game. So they have to earn it, Outside of FPS, I love strategy games like, Civ. I was huge into Age of Empires back in the day, man. Age of Empires, I played that every night. The only reason why my dad let me play it every night was because I made good grades in school. Like, I made A's and B's, and as long as I made A's and B's, my dad was like, you can play Age of Empires online as much as you want, as long as you make good grades. Nice. So yeah, so that's a good question, man. I like that question. That's why I pulled it. I was like, this is a Lobo question. I felt good with it. Dev, where would you be able to make a career in the esports land with your strengths?
Man, if it was like World of Warcraft type stuff, co-op type gaming, because I'm definitely too old to be playing esports professional. There's not happening. Much like Lobo, I too really enjoy the first person shooters, but I'm more co-op. I'm okay when it comes to PvP, but again, it's just like that Twitch response. I'm just not fast enough. I'm old. That's all there is to that. But when it comes to, doing the co-op stuff and taking down a raid or, strategizing how to get through stuff, that's where my bread and butter is. So I'm usually like a high DPS character. Like just point me in the direction and let me shoot the thing or attack the thing. And I usually am really good at that. So like in Destiny, for example, I usually have the most kills out of my team because like I'm aiming for the head. You guys can mow things down with all your auto rifles, but I'm 2 shots and we're done. Like I'm aiming for the head. Like let's go. Let's stop playing. So that type of stuff is where like if there was like some kind of, I guess like maybe competitive, I would say speed run. If I actually could just literally just play the game and that was my thing, speed running raids and things of that nature would definitely be where I'd want to make my money at in esports. Other than that, like I'm not doing your first person competitive stuff. I'm not good enough at it.
Nice. The easy answer for me would be sports games. I did Madden tournaments for a long time. I've won a bunch, made a little bit of money doing it, but I want to go outside of my norm. I think if I really sat down and worked on it, I would be the best healer in Overwatch ever. I think I could really dominate that role. And it's because like, I think to be a healer at Overwatch, you need that Kyle in you where you're willing to just do whatever it takes to help the team. And you might not get a kill that entire round. And that takes a lot of, just confidence in yourself as a gamer to be like, hey, I might not get a kill, but I'm going to keep everybody else up and they're going to get kills and I'm going to protect the family. And so I think that that's something that I could do just because like anytime I play Overwatch a lot by myself. And so when that happens, I kind of look at the board and go, what do we need? Oh, we need a healer. All right, let me grab that Mercy. I prefer Mercy. She's probably my favorite of the group. And it's only because like with Mercy, I feel like I can help the team more when we have those 1 or 2 guys who want to run off ahead and not be, where we're supposed to be on the objective, and I can bail them out a little bit, but I can take care of the family and make sure that we're moving that transport. So I'm going to go that route because I think sports is too easy of an answer for me.
I'm going to tell you now, man, in co-op, you're only as good as your healer, man. When it comes to like a WoW raid or anything, like if you ain't got a good support, if you ain't got somebody healing you, it don't matter how much DPS you do, you're all going to die.
That's the reason I've been leveling up in Battlefield 5 so fast is because I have no problem running around healing people. I don't need to shoot anybody. Here we go. I'll give you the packs. You give me the points. Let's do this. Our next question comes from Trey. What is the one food you have to get during this holiday? So this was a Thanksgiving question. But we're gonna open it up to Thanksgiving and Christmas. What is the one food that you have got to get before this holiday ends? Dev, we'll go with you first.
So there's this thing that my mom makes. It's a key lime jello mold that she makes. I love that stuff. So normally she makes one for like, the spread or whatnot. So if we're having Thanksgiving dinner, she makes one that's like for a dessert or whatnot. So everybody can have some. So the same thing for dinner, or for Christmas dinner. However, she makes a whole separate tub just for me. I don't share that thing at all because that's mine. And that is the one thing like every year that I have got to have for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, I got to have my mom's key lime jello mold. It's delicious. Everybody always wants some because they end up eating the dessert portion that she makes. I'm like, no, that's mine. Y'all can't have this. There's a reason why she makes it for me. And that's going to continue on until it can't no more because that's my stuff and y'all can't have it. That's what I got to get every holiday. It's I want some now. Thanks.
Lobo, how about you?
Man, it's funny that you mentioned that. You asked me this question because my mother-in-law always emails us right after Thanksgiving asking, my wife, myself, and my in-laws, my brother-in-laws, they're like, hey, like when you come she always asks, what food do you want? She gives us the menu for Christmas. This was going to happen. Now, on top of this, what's your special request? Mm-hmm. And I always request to get banana pudding but made with a lot of rum. Because what happens is that the rum, as the days go by between Christmas and New Year's, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. By New Year's, what you're basically eating is like rum, just like exploding out of banana pudding. And it is so good. It is the most delicious thing that's not true. It's not the most delicious thing. That would have to be Carolina barbecue, but still, like out of desserts, like it's one thing I look forward to every Christmas. And I mean, just in general, every time I go down to North Carolina, I want to eat some Carolina barbecue. So I'll definitely be eating some Carolina barbecue during the holidays. So
nice. For me, it's my wife. She makes a sweet potato pie that is on a different planet. She got with one of my adopted moms, who Mama Kay, and Mama Kay was like, "Have you been making him sweet potato pie?" Because I was really down. I think it was in college. I think it was when I hurt my knee the second time, and my wife was like, "I'm sorry, what's the sweet potato pie?" And Mama Kay was like, "I'm gonna smack you. No, come here." So literally, she sent her the directions and said, "You make this for him. He's gonna buck right up." Well, my wife has mastered it. The thing that I appreciate in a sweet potato pie is that when you cut through it, it should look like a pumpkin pie. You shouldn't see the strings. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
You did not beat that thing well enough if it's still stringy. My wife has made it a science that literally we've had people take a slice of my sweet potato pie thinking it was pumpkin, cut it, still not known, took in a bite and go, this pumpkin's a little off. My wife goes, "That's because it's sweet potato, baby." And I'm just telling you, she's worked it to a science, and I love it. Like the crust is perfect. Like she knows I love the crust, so she doubles it up on the bottom, and that adds right next level. So good. This year for Thanksgiving,
yeah, I know, right? It's just messed up. This is not a good topic.
The top, so she took little lines of the crust and put it on top to make like the apple pie crust top. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
he did that. I'm telling you, folks. Oh, it was a good day for the coach. It was a good day. So mine is sweet potato pie. My wife has taken it to a mastery level. She is now, who's the famous chef? I don't know any.
Justin Warner.
Sure. Oh no, that's Kevin. She is the Kevin of pies. So. All right. Our next question comes from Jackie. Jackie wants to know, how do you set your fitness goals? Seeing Coach in his weight of 400 pounds in the bench again has been awesome. I wonder how other folks do it. So I won't actually talk about how I do it, but I will just kind of give the preface of it. Back in college, I was in the 450 range pretty consistently. At my very best, I got to about 495. And so I tell the story to the kids that I was 5 pounds away from my ultimate goal, and I didn't reach it because I let 5 pounds own me. So whenever I see a 5 pound plate in the gym, I kind of stare it down. And it's something I use to kind of motivate my kids from my personal experience. I was very happy bench pressing my body weight. I was like, if I can hit 300 pounds, I'm in a good place. But I've been working to get myself back up to 400. And my classes have kind of watched as I'm putting this time in. And so it's been really fun for them to kind of see like, hey, Coach is really dedicating. I'm putting in the extra reps. They see me. I'm hitting decline. I'm doing some pause bench, whatever I have to do to get my muscles back where they need to be for those gains to happen. And so the biggest thing that I tell the kids is your goals have to be something that you can see every day. If you can't see it, it's never going to happen. And so that's the thing I'm going to leave for my kids right now is remember, if it's not written down, if it's not popping up on your phone as an alert, if you can't see it, you're going to forget it and then it's not going to happen. So let's go with Dev first. Dev, how do you set those
weight rooms? What fitness goals? What's that?
It's just forgot you're a basketball player.
I'm in shape. I'm round right now. It was funny is like I played football in high school. So I played all 4 years. I played varsity football and I slept in the weight room. It just, we sucked. I think we had like still the record for like most losses consecutively. It was really bad. So there was no motivation to really get in the weight room because I was faster than everybody. So nobody could really catch me to like get a good hit. I just got tackled. But I never had like the motivation to actually get in the gym and actually do anything until college when I took a couple of weight training classes. And for me, like you said, for me, it was like being able to just like bench my weight. That was my main thing, just being able to bench my weight, because for me it was more about just having core strength and having explosiveness. So I did a lot of like plyometric type drills and stuff just to add explosiveness for basketball, because I stopped playing football after high school. It was all basketball. So just being able to explode past your defender, being able to get up, really quick for rebound and stuff like that. So my fitness goals have always been around like plyometric type stuff, having a strong core, because I'm a little dude. I'm not big, but if you get me in the post, you ain't gonna just move me around. So having a strong core and having like explosive type movement or whatnot to be able to get past defenders and be able to rebound over some of the big dudes because they don't think I can jump, or because I'm a little guy. So that's always been my fitness goals, just being able to be quick and explosive, honestly. So just building it around plyometrics and basketball, honestly.
Nice. Lobo, how about you, bud?
Now, this is a great question because I feel like, I don't know, like obviously I don't know the age of the people asking us, but I feel
if that's Jackie, she's a sophomore right now.
Cool.
So,
honestly, I feel like, maybe this is something that you learn as you get older, but I feel like, man, as your metabolism changes, as your energy levels shift around and your schedule changes, like I'm not training and working out the way I did in college, or when, like, and even like what I'm doing, like when I was in the military, it was all about being, having a quick mile time, like my 2 mile has to be fast. Being able to do a lot of kind of like being strong and fast in ways that were related to like my job in the military. Mm-hmm. But when I got out of it, when I left the military, I went into MMA. So then it was different, right? It became more about being, how do I become a fast striker, right? How do I drop, how do I go through my combatives drills really quickly, stuff like that? How do I raise my endurance? I'm not trying to do 2-minute push-ups like I did in the Army. I'm more like, how can I go 5, minutes in the cage, right? So it's like, so as I gotten older and I've transitioned throughout my life, like suddenly my fitness goals have drastically changed. I started back at my MMA gym like this month after being out for 2 years, and suddenly it's like, oh man, like I am nowhere near where I used to be 2 years ago. So I feel like your goals depend on where you are, and they're dictated a lot by, what's realistic. You can't, if you don't have time to work to do weights every day, then that's not a realistic goal, right? You gotta work with what your life is at, where your life is at. I know for me right now, having accountability is huge. Having that people that, right now, a big part of my accountability is my wife, like she, when it comes to my nutrition, where I was telling Dev earlier, we're doing a keto nutrition style. So we're doing high fat, high protein, low carbs. And a lot of that, me sticking to that or doing my best to stick to that, it comes down to accountability, support structure, right? Who is there to keep you honest? As I've always been pretty strong. So like, I've always, if I ever had like a goal in the gym, like weightlifting, it's been really easy to meet it. But as you get older and your metabolism kind of slows down, just being able to realize that I can no longer eat burritos every day and not put on a ton of weights. It's like learning that and being aware of that, like that has been like just, so I would say just, you got to listen to your lifestyle. You got to listen to your lifestyle. You got to listen to how your lifestyle's changing and be aware of those changes. So
nice. Yeah. Oh, that's great advice. Mm-hmm. All right. Our last question this week comes from Trish, and she wants to know, if you could add an hour to each day, how would you spend it? So I see you guys are thinking. So I'll go first because I've had a little prep time. I think the biggest thing that I would do is, so I wake up at 4:30 to go get my swim and my lift in. I would love to be in a world where I would wake up at whatever this extra hour's number would be. So it would be, extra hour o'clock, and that hour would be spent reading. Okay. Every night I go to bed, like right now it's pretty late out here. I'm still going to read for 45 minutes because I have the same thing. My bed routine stays the same. 15 minutes comic books, 15 minutes in the Bible, 15 minutes for fun.
Nice.
And it stays the same. And so I know I'm going to be reading for that 45 minutes tonight. But there are sometimes when I'm reading a book that I want that extra hour, and then I have to cut something out. So if I had that hour where I wake up at 4:30 and I'm wide awake, it's right before I'm going to go work out, and that hour pops in some magical way, and I just have an hour to read, that'd be great. Like I would eat that right up, because then that way I'm not. There have been times when I won't play a video game for an entire week because the book's so good. I just read a book by Coach K, and dude, it just inspired me. It got me just hyped up to the next level because now I want to be an even better coach and I'm more inspired. But I'm reading it literally in between classes. I'm reading after school. I'm not playing video games. I'm not watching TV. I'm just reading because I want to get everything out of this book, and I want to go through my notes and take the stuff I want and pull it out and add it to my own personal library. And I feel like having that extra hour would really, really help me just, keep myself balanced. So that would be the one I would do. Lobo, what would you do with that extra hour?
Man, the weak side of me just wants to get an extra hour of sleep, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are days that, like, especially when we switch to keto, because we're not eating a lot of sugar or carbs, man. Like, my energy level went through like a big transition. I was not where, suddenly like the entire day just felt different because of the energy I was putting into my body was different. Extra hour, I would probably spend more time. I want to say I would spend more time at the gym, or just basically getting that extra part of my workout that I feel like I may always cheat out on, or it's the first thing that I cheat out on if I'm feeling like just really tired that day. But I love what you're saying, Coach. I love what you're saying about I think this is a bigger conversation about priorities, right? What are your priorities? And I like the fact that you have those priorities set, and you seem, from what you're saying, you don't deviate from that if as much as you can. So that's awesome. I think I have a lot of stuff to learn from you. I feel like I should be talking to you more.
Moderation has been one of those things that has always helped me. But yeah, priorities has been one of those things that when I learned as a coach that if I couldn't stay even, if I couldn't stay healthy and those things I needed, it led to bad. It didn't lead to wins. And, it's part of that where you try to teach the kids that like, it's not always the best team that wins. It's the people who are the most prepared and are ready when something bad's going to happen. They're ready to adjust. And so I try really hard to just kind of keep, hey, this is what I'm doing today. Here's how I'm hitting it. Here are the steps. And so I appreciate it. That's a big compliment. Mm-hmm. So Dev, what are you going to do with that extra hour, man? Where are you?
Man, I'm really struggling because like Q, man, like I kind of want to just sleep. Dealing with like the kids and stuff, like I'm so tired by the end of the day just because it's like you go to your first job, which is, your regular 9 to 5. Then you come home, and with the kids and everything, it's like a whole nother job because you got to feed them. You got to like give them baths. You got to put them in bed. Like you got to do all that and also spend time with them and actually engage with them and everything. So it's like a second job. So by the time they're in bed, like me and my wife, we're exhausted. Like we're tired, and my kids like to not let us be great and wake up every single day, even on the weekends, like 6 a.m. Y'all are up. Like, really? Y'all can't let us live. Let us get that sleep. So part of me is like, man, I could really use that extra hour of sleep. But then the selfish part of me is like, I could be playing games because I don't get to play games. Right. But then the part of me is like, you don't ever go to the gym, so you could probably use a workout so you can keep up with your kid. Right. So I think honestly what it would end up being would be like I would actually take that hour to actually just be able to go to the gym and get a good workout in, just so I can have more energy and be more energized, not be so worn out at the end of the day by the kids and everything, and actually be able to run around and play with them and be in a much better shape. So if I had that extra hour, I would probably use it, honestly.
All right. Well, now we get into the end of the show. It's my favorite part where we're talking about our game of the year. Okay. We've had a lot. We've had State of Decay. We've had Destiny 2. We've had FIFA. We've had NHL for a long time. I thought NHL and
had Madden, dude. Madden, best game ever. I haven't played it yet, and I know it's the best game ever.
Yeah, and we had you had Far Cry 5 for a while. Yeah, I want to say it was like 6-7 weeks in a row. You had Far Cry 5.
It was great.
Now, before we go, let's find out, Lobo.
Oh,
What's
man.
What's your game of the year right now, 2018?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest. I feel like this is probably one of the years where I've like played the least new games. No real special reason outside the fact that like I didn't pick up a lot of new games. I just mostly stuck to what I was playing already. And so, yeah, when I looked at the year, I was looking at my achievements because that's mostly how I got what I play. You know what achievements I got in. Game of the year is probably Assassin's Creed Odyssey for me. And honestly, I probably wouldn't be saying that if it wasn't set in ancient Greece with Spartans and Athens having a war. I love history. I especially love ancient history. And to be able to play a Spartan or out in ancient Greece and see like all those ancient cities and stuff like that, and the level of detail that goes into that game, into those like that setting in the open world, it's just a beautiful game. I know it's not everybody's game of the year, but honestly, like I'm just loving that game, and I'm looking for every time I go into a new region, I look forward to it. And yeah, I think that's probably my game of the year. Second place, probably Pokemon Let's Go. But mostly because I love Pokemon, man, and the hype for that game was real, and it's actually a really good game. It came out, and it's a really good product. So yeah, I'll probably say Assassin's Creed Odyssey followed by Pokemon Let's Go.
Of the two, I played Odyssey for about an hour, and then I don't remember who borrowed it. I think one of my assistant coaches. Like we have a coaches dinner on Sundays.
Oh, nice!
And they come over. We watch the 1 p.m. game. So whatever the best game is of the options, and sometimes it's the Bears, sometimes it's somebody else. But one of them was like, "Hey, are you playing that?" And I don't remember why I wasn't. Like something had popped up where I set it down. I was like, "Yeah, go ahead and grab it." But then I keep seeing people play it, and I hear Sean talk about it. I'm like, man, I really need to get that back. Like I need to, but at the same time, like when you loan somebody a game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you have to give them 2 months. Like if you don't, you're not doing it. That's not a good rental. Like you're not a good friend if you're like, hey, here's this 100-hour game.
It's not a Redbox rental.
Yeah, you got 4 days. Good luck. Like I can't do that. So I think January 1st, that's when the text message. I'm like, hey, you done with Odyssey yet? Can I get that? Pokemon Let's Go. Pokemon Let's Go got me for about a minute, but the problem was that I got lost because again, that game does not hold your hand at all. It doesn't tell you where to go. And I was like, I never played. What's that one in remake of?
Yellow version. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a remake of an old game that I never played also. So I lasted about an hour, 2 hours, said, nope, I'm good. But it got me playing Pokemon Go more because I was like, hey, now I understand how this stuff relates. And so like it really made more sense. And so I want to say that last week I knocked out like 120 kilometers.
Wow.
But it's only because it tracks through your iWatch now.
Right.
So like now with that new setup, like my iWatch can go and it just tells me, hey, this is how many steps you're doing normally, but it converts into the game. So I'm getting free loot for working. Sign me up for that. That's fine.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So Dev, game of the year, 2018. What do you feel?
I mean, it ain't changed. It's still Destiny 2, man. That game is just it gives me what I need as a gamer, honestly.
That's good.
And much like Lobo, I haven't played a whole lot of new games, honestly. I just haven't had the time. So just being able to, jump back into that and still have things to do is great. Much different from the vanilla experience where there weren't things to do. So that is definitely my game of the year. I played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I played about an hour of it when they had the little streaming thing through Google, which I think I have until January. And I definitely enjoy what I played there. I mean, it's Assassin's Creed. It's a game that I adore. I love that franchise. I'm still waiting for them to just take it to modern day Assassins. I want to be a modern day ninja.
That game is called Watch Dogs, dog.
It is, but I love that game. Watch Dogs 2 is God, I love that game.
I think I might have been the only person that during Assassin's Creed 3 was excited because I was like, oh my goodness, they're going to let me go to New York and I'm going to be climbing buildings. I'm going to go crazy finding stuff. I'm going to be jumping off things. I'm going to assassinate bad guys. It's going to be on. Everyone's going down. And then your guy died.
Yeah, you weren't the only one because I was going to say, I'm like,
I was so ready. Assassin's Creed Forward. I'm going to be climbing buildings. Everyone's going down. Let's go. I was jacked. Now, my game of the year, has not changed. It is still NBA 2K The Prelude 19. Amazing story. It is like watching a basketball movie with just awesome actors in it. It has Haley Joel Osment is in this movie. Like,
really?
Yes.
Is this sorry, I don't know is this game part of NBA 2K19?
Okay. So what they've done is they've set up their Prelude system to let you basically set up your created My Player, right?
Okay.
Insert the story mode that some people want and some people don't, and you can start building up your skills to level up so that when the new game comes out, your player just imports in and you are right there at the beginning of the regular season. Basically, they learned from their mistake with 2K17 and were like, hey, people don't actually want the story mode in the game because this is a basketball sim. So they now have made the story mode separate. So if you want it, go get it and you get some extra time. And then it ties directly into the regular season My Player mode for the Connected franchise, which is amazing. But I'm going to give a shout out to some honorable mention games who deserve some love. Today, I played a little game called Just Cause 4, and that game is bananas fun. All right. I chained together 2 generators, waited for a helicopter to come by, chained that up. As the generators go up into the air, I launched a grenade at it. They blew up, blowing up the helicopter. As the helicopter came down, landed on the truck full of bad guys. And I just stood there. Who wants next? Who wants next? And it was awesome. I'm having a blast playing Just Cause 4. Okay. And then the other one I want to give an honorable mention shout out to is a little game called Fallout 76. I think if you've never played a Fallout game, start to finish and actually beaten it, this is your kind of game. Because the stuff that the people who don't actually beat the game like, the searching for things, the building stuff, the killing random bad guys, boss encounters, that's all this game is. But you can make friends doing it. Literally every day that I remember, which I'm going to say I'm probably about 4 or 5 days a week, I log in, craft some purified water, and leave it at the entrance to Vault 76 where the new players are going to spawn onto that server. And the reason I do it is because someone did it for me. Literally, when I first started that game and came out of the vault with no weapon, no nothing, there was a pistol, bullets, water, and food just sitting there. And I go, well, why is this here? Found out later, it's what the community is doing. They want to say, hey, that's these people. They're out there just doing good. They're like, literally, I had a guy run up to me. I'm like a level 17, 18. This dude's like a level 35. He runs up, kind of looks me over, drops a piece of armor for me. Turned out to be a power suit.
Wow.
And I was like, what? I'm going to wreck everybody. Everyone's going down. And like, that's the community I'm seeing in this game. And so I just want to give a little honorable mention love. If you're just basing Fallout 76 off the reviews, guys, half these people haven't played the game because they were pissed off because Bethesda won't give them an early copy. Bethesda says, no, reviewers, you get the game the same night that Joe Schmo gets it at the GameStop. Okay, so they're a little mad. They're a little heated because they're feeling like their elitism's in question. They're not feeling so capitalistic, whatever that word is. They're not feeling the privilege of the early game. So they're a little upset. And I'm telling you, this game's great. I'm having a blast. So honorable mention love, Just Cause 4, Fallout 76. Now, my weight's been back this whole time. Not because I'm trying to get my calf raises in, because I have a feeling that my partner, my brother in crime, has something ready to go. So, Dev, you got something for me?
Actually, there is no curveball.
Oh, thank God. So I'm just flexing these calves for no reason. Yeah, boys.
You are. You get the games in. I'm not going to give you a curveball at the end. That's not really a curveball.
I was just ready. I was ready for the curveball. Goodness. I was like, keep the weight back. I know how this guy operates. He's smooth. Smooth. That's why I still think he's the Jordan of PSVG, but we've been demoted. We've been moved back due to the hiatus. So
we are Will Purdue and Luke Longley.
God, that's the worst. No, but Will Purdue and Luke Longley don't want to be Will Purdue and Luke Longley.
That's funny.
They got them rings, though. They got them rings.
They do have those. So, Lobo, where can the wonderful OT listeners find you? Like, where's the best way to get their Lobo on?
Yeah, the best way to get their Lobo on is on Discord, man. I need people to support me when I get on fights with people all the time on Discord. So what you need to do is you need to get on Discord and just blindly follow my leadership. And whatever argument I take on a fight, just agree with me. And they will be best friends. And it's gonna be great. I'm gonna carry you through Siege and Anthem and the Division 2. And I'll fearlessly lead you into the fight, into the shadows. But just get on Discord and agree with me, so I just start winning arguments there, and that's where you can find me most easily. I'm on Xbox all the time. Loborrrrrican, Loborrrrican. I am very open. I love playing with people. If I'm playing a single player game and you invite me to play with you, I will most likely just drop off. Stop playing that single player game, and I'll probably join you in whatever you want to play. Like, that's how much I love playing with people online. Like, that's why I love the Xbox community. I feel like the Xbox people are just more willing to just jump on and play with people they don't know. So anyway, just if you find me on there, just shoot me an invite, and I'm more than happy to join you. I look forward to that experience for sure.
Respect. And Def, where can the good OT family find you?
Same. Find me on the Discord, our PSVG Discord. I pick fights with Donnie mainly because that's fun. So, I mean, you can blindly follow my leadership as well. We can, especially when it's me and Lucas. If me and Lucas are doing some things, just jump in there with us, and it's going to be great. We'll completely derail the Shack. That is my goal, to make the Shack not talk about Nintendo. It's so much fun for me. Other than that, you can find me on the Twitters at DevATias. Come holler at your boy.
All right. Now, we are a part of the official PSVG Patreon, so go on there, leave some comments, follow, drop a buck if you want to. If you don't, it's okay. Our Discord's still free. We're not going to hide behind paywalls, but I think there is a special room if you're a Discord family member. So I'm just saying, if you drop the $1, you can come in the room and find out all the cool things that the boss man Don has in store. Do I know what they are? No, because I don't pay that much attention. All I know is that the $20 that I dropped got me an awesome commercial that is playing in front of other shows talking about how great Madden 19 is. Yes, sir.
Since the Game Awards wouldn't do it.
That hurts. That brought up a painful memory.
Man.
So go ahead, follow the Patreon. Our Patreon producer of the month, it's not me. Should it be? Maybe. But it's Pepper Jack Cheese. Why? Because it's banging all the time. Thank you, Pepper Jack, for all you're doing for sandwiches across the globe. Now, with that, we want to say we love
is that real?
Yeah, Pepper Jack Cheese loves our show, man.
What does that mean? Oh my God. All right. Sorry, I don't mean to cut off your outro.
So we love you, family. Yes, it's real. We're back 2 weeks in a row. Are we going to make it 3? Who knows? But at the end of the day, we love you, and that's game over.
Shut up and sit down.